This video tutorial shows you how to use the Modbus protocol with NORVI ESP32 HMI. We use NORVI ESP32 HMI as a Modbus master and NORVI GSM A08TL device as a Modbus slave. In here, we shows how to program NORVI HMI as a Modbus master and turn on the transistor outputs of the Modbus slave. In technical terms, writing two coil registers on a Modbus slave. For the wiring, we need to connect NORVI device RS485 A and B pins with the NORVI ESP32 HMI RS485 terminals. NORVI ESP32 HMI has a 4-wire RS485 connection, so it has a terminals A, B, Y and Z. You have to connect Y to A and Z to B. Then A and B should be connected to the RS485 A and B terminals of the slave device. 24 DC voltage should be supplied to the both devices. Let's create a UI for the HMI to control the outputs. Open the Squareline Studios and select the Create Arduino with TFT ESPI to initiate the Arduino project. Since NORVI ESP32 HMI has a 5-inch display, we need to set the resolution to 800 x 480. Select color depth as 16-bit, and for the LVGL version, you need to select the version number based on the LVGL library on your Arduino library directory. Then click on Create. Let's try to create a UI design. First, I added a label and rename a test as output 1. Then I added a button and renamed it output 1 on and changed the style settings. Again I added a button, rename it output 1 off and change the style settings. Then I added labels to the buttons. But we need to create custom fonts when adding the label test fonts. You can download any font file from the internet and you can select the font file to be used in this UI design. Then, to apply the added font, go to the font bar and create and add the font styles. Then you can set the test font. Like this, you can create the whole design. Let's add event to the buttons. Since this project controls digital outputs, let's add a call function and rename the function. Do the same as all buttons. Let's save and export the project. Go to the project settings, browse the project export route and open a new folder, rename it and select. Same as before, browse the UI file export path and select the folder that was created earlier. Then go to the LVGL include path and type lvgl.h. Then select the export UI files to export the project. You can see our project was saved here. Then go to the LVGL demo folder. You can download this from the guideline document in the NORVI website. Then copy the ESP display Squareline demo folder and paste it in our UI design folder. Copy and paste all design file to this folder. You need to copy all the files inside the subfolders also. Then open the screen and font files. Remove this part and save. Then open the INO file. These are the functions that will be called when we press the buttons. Since this UI is designed for control and output with Modbus protocol, we need to add the right coil coding part. This is the ESP32 HMI right coil program. We need to add this to the display program. Let's make the modification to the display program. To call the functions, copy these function files and paste them into the main code. It should be before the setup function. Let's add the function code for the button 1 on. Like that, do the same as all the functions. Then comment on the full code of the ui.event.c file. Select the correct board, COM port and tool settings. Then upload the program. Let's look at the slave. This is the slave program. I have already uploaded the program to the slave device. Let's look at the serial window. You can see here output is in the low state. If I turn on the HMI outputs, you can see the slave outputs are went to the high state. For more information, you can refer our guideline documents.